Coach, that's all right. We're all bullshitting. Talk about your relationship with Coach Henny. How's that been working since you guys have come together?
Great, awesome. Anytime you get a guy like Coach Henny, not only you learn a lot, but you thrive off of his energy as well. You know, so we feed off of each other, and he's been great. He's probably one of the funnest spring I've been part of because we're working together.
You work with everybody on the goal line, but you focus on the defensive ends. Talk about that group right now. Who's really standing out?
I mean, I think they've done a good job because 3 of them played some significant time last year with Jamil, Anthony Lucas, and Brendan Shelby. You know what I mean? So Sam Green, Solo, and those guys will be in that part of the competition. But I expect Anthony Lucas, Shelby, and Jamil to take a big step ahead because they had the experience, especially from last year. So, and then guys like Solo, Tulio Popo over there, those are going to be guys that create very good depth and push that for the starting spot. But it's going to be a fun group.
Is it more of a hand in the dirt group this year compared to in the past?
It's going to be everything. Yeah, the offenses nowadays, they come out with different packages, formations, and different situations that we have to be versatile and do everything. Hand in the dirt, drop, and they might be able to play inside too. So it's going to be catered off what the situation is.
When you see how these guys' bodies have changed over the offseason, they've all impressed you, but what's been the most impressive part when you look across the line and go, whoa?
Well, we got some size now. We got some mass.
Right.
We got some mass and we got some depth. We got some numbers to realistically go into a season that requires that. So that's the fun part. See what we can do with all these muscles that run the game.
Are there any guys out there like Shaun Cody?
It's hard to find Shaun Cody, man.
Oh,
really hard to
Shaun
find.
Cody. I got
I wish there was more Shaun Codys out there.
Coach, what's the big emphasis for your group going forward?
We want to create the best depth that we could have. The emphasis is for all of them to have the opportunity to compete. And it's funny you asked that. We just talk about the guys getting into rhythm and getting into the flow. Coach Haas had a good presentation about that this morning. That's the emphasis, man. Get these guys to get in the best rhythm and flow, and that requires the camaraderie to come together, the intelligence to know what they're doing, and then just the give a shit factor to that. Sorry, excuse my language. Just go out there and compete.
You have a lot of young guys in your super group.
Yeah.
What's the best way to create that mentality, get them ready?
Repetition. Yeah, like that's why I love camp. Camp is, there's no game to prepare for. We can just grind it from a mental standpoint, from a physical standpoint. So it's good for us. The guys that were here in spring that were fresh, like Jade, and Lorenzo, and those guys that came in spring, they got a little bit taste of it. But we got a couple guys like Mana and Carlon Jones will come in. So that's the best way to throw them in the fire.
I wanted to ask about those early enrollees, because as an early enrollee, you make a big jump from spring in that summer. What have you seen from those?
Well, they're through the basic stuff of being homesick, adjusted to a new area. That's what Mana and Carlon have to go through now. But those guys have been in spring, so that's the beauty of it come early. So now they're going ahead. Yeah, and they're doing a good job.
How often do you have to remind the guys to increase their intensity, or is that something it's happening now? You don't have to get there.
Man, probably the meeting before practice. Other than that, once you're out there, man, I might leave someone behind if they don't bring the intensity because we got to go. So they got to bring their mindset every day from individual drills to practice. So it's not often on the field.
Are you getting that identity that you're looking for right now?
Oh yeah, we got a hungry group. We got some grounds to cover, and we're excited for the opportunity that's presented this year.
When you see your first games up against LSU, is there a word you put up there on the whiteboard that you have everybody focus on?
My word is today. How can we win today? Just win today. What tasks we have today? We got to know when to wake up, when to dominate the task from meetings and walkthroughs, or even if it's their lift or the workout. We got to win today.
Are there any vocal leaders growing out of that group right now?
Some, but I like the way our group is. It's not a lot of vocal guys. They're more action. Yeah.
What's gonna get Cameron Fowler on the field?
Just the intelligence part of the game. Make sure that he understands not just the playbook standpoint, but just how to do the techniques. You know, that's for everybody, not just Cameron Fowler. Every freshman that comes in, they gotta get adjusted to the new lingo, the new vocabulary, the terminology. But he's a physical specimen, so he's got that down. So just the technology, the techniques, and the terminology.
You famously said big people beat up little people.
Yeah, all the time. And throughout a 60-minute, throughout the whole game, Mass always wins at the end. You know, big people beat up little people.
How do you feel about your big people now that they put a lot of weight on since last year?
Love it. Yeah, we're about to put them to the test.
Coach Henson was talking about the offensive linemen, and one way to motivate the younger guys, throw them out on the scout team, let them get their butts kicked a little bit. When your guys see the offensive linemen on the scout team, do you give them a little bit extra motivation to how to go about things?
What do you mean?
Well, is it an easier victory, in those one-on-one reps, or do you tell them, hey, treat them like you're going up against the ones?
You don't want to play down to their standard or play high. You got to play to your level of your ability. Like, if I know a kid is best as an 8 and he's giving me a 6, that's not good. It has nothing to do with who he's going against. It's give me your best every single time. So, and if you're going to get a scout team, your best should be dominating that scout team. So I'll give him more praises if he's whooping the number one's ass. Like the starting O-lines, but like it's, I don't care if he's whooping the scout team. I want to know if that was his best.
Coming into this camp, Coach, what would you say is the biggest thing over the course of spring ball to this point that you've been working on with your defensive line and then the defense in general?
Just them coming together as a unit. Understanding and putting some consistency, and no matter who we throw out there, it's like the standards are still higher than us. We're trying to go for perfection. We're not going to paralyze the perfection, but that's the goal. Make sure that we're all on the same page. Big line is we're strong. We got to have it together. So it's just a consistency and high execution. That's always working.
Is consistency a discipline thing? Is it a rep thing? What builds you better consistency?
It's a discipline thing. How well can you focus, play in and play out? You're giving your best effort every single time.
Do you feel like last season, this squad, with the players that it had patches of greatness, but then just some lapses as well?
Yeah, inconsistency is a perfect way to put last year's group. Focus is on this year, try to get to a consistent level of execution.